Justin Gaethje. Justin fucking Gaethje. Guys, this was unlike anything I've ever seen in my entire life. UFC Freedom 250 took place last night in Washington, D.C. at the White House. And guys, it was a generational card. It was one of the best cards I have ever seen in my entire life. The production, the fights, the upsets, the twists, the turns, the finishes. This card was absolutely generational, capped off by a phenomenal upset victory. He did it, man. Justin Gaethje beats Ilia Topuria, not by fluke KO, not by, rolling thunder. Justin Gaethje beat the shit out of Ilia Topuria. How am I saying this? How is this what happened, man? Unbelievable performance and unbelievable matchup. I was sitting with my friends before this fight happened, and I remember as soon as the fights were happening, I was saying, Godspeed, Justin Gaethje. I wish you the best. We all thought, and you can't lie to me. None of you can lie to me. We all thought that Ilia Topuria was going to put absolute hands on Justin Gaethje and get him out of there. Dude, the second this fight started, I was like, oh my God, hold on. And I was laughing, too, at all the dumb stuff they were doing in the build-up. All the, does Gaethje have a shot kind of stuff. I was like, no, and we know that. I thought stylistically, Gaethje's goofy goober striking and foot movement would get absolutely checked by Ilia, right? We all thought this. Within the first 5 seconds of the fight, Ilia Topuria is walking at Justin Gaethje with a high guard. All his weight is on his back foot, and he's just eating jabs down the pipe. As soon as I saw that, I was like, oh my God, hold on now. Hold on now. Ilia's getting shot up here. Unbelievable performance from Justin Gaethje, man. Let's go through it. The start of the fight, again, round one, Gaethje is just landing on Ilia. Yeah, Ilia's getting his stuff going, but not really. Not really. His stance looks strange and unusual. He's putting so much weight on the back foot. He's getting his face jabbed off. And Gaethje is looking cool, calm, and collected. And just moving forwards with a nice, disciplined pace. Putting that steam on Ilia Topuria. Busting him up within the first couple seconds. Within the first minute maybe. Gaethje hits Ilia with an uppercut. And Ilia, it really hurts his eye, and he bends over and checks on it. Let me get rid of that Java update notification. And then he's hobbled over for the rest of the round, putting his hand up to defend his eye. Ilia got busted up early. He started taking some real damage early. Really was affected by this, by Justin Gaethje. Going into the second round, we're all thinking, hold on now. Justin Gaethje might do something unfathomable, right? And then in the second round, Ilia Topuria shows up. Ilia Topuria is who we remember him to be. He's marching down Justin Gaethje. He is ripping these body shots that are just lethal. I mean, the way he corks himself into those body shots and just fucking rips to the liver is something to behold. He was beating the piss out of Gaethje's liver, knocked Gaethje down to a body shot. Gaethje crumbled from the liver shot. If Ilia Topuria had just focused on ground and pound, he could have gotten Justin Gaethje out of there. No question about it. And we would all be saying that Ilia is just a tough son of a bitch who could go through a little bit of adversity and still beat up Justin Gaethje. He had Gaethje dead to rights in that second round, crumpled up against the fence, holding the liver, and instead of going for ground and pound, just consistent ground and pound, which given the way Gaethje went down, might have ended the fight. What does Ilia do? He goes for an inverted triangle and an armbar. This is a real rough one for Ilia Topuria, guys. We know he's incredibly talented. Obviously, we know he's incredibly talented. We could see those body shots. We could see the combinations he was putting together. He is lethal on the feet. We know this to be true. Head movement, fight IQ. These are things we now have to start to think about when it comes to Ilia Topuria and and what he's going to be moving forward. I mean, so anyway, round two, big round for Ilia Topuria, but Ilia's busted up. Round three, Justin Gaethje beats the shit out of him. Justin Gaethje comes back, puts hands on him, busts him up, drops him with a right hand. Ilia is fighting for his absolute life out there. Gaethje is putting the mustard on him. Ilia looks like a fucking horror movie villain. He looks like a victim going back to his stool at the end of the third round after getting his shit rocked by Justin Gaethje. Doctor almost stops the fight. UFC just kind of says no, which is really funny. They're just like, nah, we'll keep going, which is so funny. But at this point, Ilia's eyes are like swelled shut. He's bleeding all over the place. He's going to look a mess today. And in the fourth round, Ilia actually comes back and has a pretty good fourth round. I think Gaethje still won the round, but Ilia was definitely looking better. But by the end, man, Ilia goes down for a takedown, gets stuffed by Gaethje, and then Gaethje throws this lethal knee into Ilia Topuria's ribs. Just this crazy grounded knee. I wouldn't be surprised if that broke a rib on Ilia. Ilia hobbles over in pain, goes back to the end of the round, and fight gets called off in the corner. Unbelievable performance from Justin Gaethje, but really unbelievably bad performance from Ilia Topuria, man. He had that win in round 2. He gave it up to bad fight IQ and going for some kind of submission. And man, this is a humbling. Ilia got beaten so bad. He got belt to ass in those rounds, man. He's probably waking up today. His face is a fucking nightmare, and his ribs are broken. His aura has plummeted. Dude, Ilia Topuria is in a real rough place. Justin Gaethje, congratulations, man. Retire. You should have retired in the Oval, or in the octagon outside of the Oval. It's never going to get better than this, brother. I still think Ilia Topuria beats Justin Gaethje 8 times out of 10. I do still think that. If they rematch, which I'm sure is what they're going to want to go for, I just don't like that for Gaethje, despite Gaethje doing well. Obviously, who knows now? But if I'm Justin Gaethje, man, you just achieved the thing that you set out to achieve. You just achieved the thing you've always wanted to achieve, the undisputed title on the White House lawn. You say the biggest undercard story in America. Like, Justin Gaethje should retire an American sports legend. I mean, the shot, you see the thumbnail, that is iconic. Like, the underdog story here, the undefeated Ilia Topuria falling to the American underdog in Justin Gaethje. What a fucking statement, man. That is just so stellar. Such a great story. I think Gaethje should retire. He does not want Ilia again. He does not want Armin. He does not want Ruffy. Like, Gaethje, Godspeed, man. You achieved so much. You're one of the greatest of all time. You're in the top 20. It's time to pack it in. End on the highest possible note you could end on, Justin Gaethje. That would be my advice. In terms of Ilia, I think either it's the rematch with Gaethje, or if Gaethje retires, it's the vacant belt against Armin. Now, Ilia is the kind of guy, and Gaethje was talking about this, his mindset, Ilia's, of that he is this unstoppable phenom and is the greatest ever and is absolutely undeniable. How's he going to come back after this? How's Ilia Topuria going to come back after this whooping? I don't understand how he can do it. Maybe he builds back better. Somehow I doubt it. I think this could really derail who Ilia is as a man. Hate to say it. So we'll see how those fights go, man. Ilia is still one of the greatest to do it, but he was really held up by his quality and not his quantity. And a loss like this to Justin Gaethje really hurts that. So, generational performance from Justin Gaethje, generational aura drop for Ilia Topuria. Really hate to see it for him. This card, man, was fucking amazing. That said, this was hard to watch. This was hard to watch. If Alex had pulled this off, this card would have been a fucking 10 out of 10. Still a 9 out of 10, but still. Ciryl Gane puts hands on Alex Pereira and gets him out of there no problem in the second round. That's the one pick of the... we all got Gaethje wrong, but that's my one, I think, reasonable pick that I got wrong. Alex Pereira looked like he did in the first Magomed Ankalaev fight. Alex Pereira looked tentative. Alex Pereira looked like he was fighting on the back foot. And Alex Pereira is so dangerous when he's moving forward, marching you down, giving you no respect, like he was against Khalil, like he was against Yuri, like he was against Magomed in the second fight. But when he's backing up and being like tentative, he's real hittable. And Ciryl Gane, pillow hands Ciryl Gane, was putting absolute mustard on Alex Pereira. First round, it was pretty competitive. It was a decent back and forth scrap, but Gane got the better of it for sure in the first round. Alex was landing here and there. Alex was throwing up these crazy fast head kicks. You're thinking, oh my God, is one of those going to get through? But he was getting a little slow. You're thinking maybe the extra weight and the humidity might have slowed him down. Second round comes around. Ciryl Gane drops Alex Pereira with a stiff jab. Hits him to the back of the fucking head like 10 times because Ciryl Gane can't help himself but cheat. He's the biggest cheater in the sport. I cannot stand him, especially because he's such a talented fighter. But he hits Alex Pereira in the back of the head a million fucking times. Not that that matters. The final finishing sequence is just up against the fence. 1, 2, 3, 4, like bang, 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 bang. Total beatdown. And Alex Pereira is saved by the bell, or saved by the ref before dropping against the cage. Unbelievable, incredible performance from Ciryl Gane, aside from the fragrant cheating, which he's always known for. Alex Pereira, man, real rough, real rough. So now I think Ciryl Gane versus Aspinall, we have always known that that's the rematch to make. That is an interesting ass fight. I think a lot of people would say Gane's the favorite now in that fight, which is crazy. John Jones just keeps looking better. So hopefully Aspinall can fight and can make it work. If not, who knows? But if Aspinall can fight, that's what you got to do. If not, then and Aspinall has to vacate, it's Gane and it's Volkov rematch. That fight was too close. That's got to be decided. For Alex, if he stays at heavyweight, it's Josh Hokit. Obviously, it's Josh Hokit. If he does not stay at heavyweight, Hokit, I don't think, is ready for a title shot yet. Needs one more. But if Pereira stays, Hokit Pereira is obviously the fight to make, and I think Pereira would beat Hokit. But Pereira, maybe he can go back down to 205. I think if he did, he would get an immediate title fight. I think that's fair for Alex Pereira. But he's older, man. He's an older fella, and he got mollywopped here by Ciryl Gane. So amazing performance from Ciryl Gane. Cheater, we know that. Alex, I'm so sorry, my glorious king. But yeah, man, Alex just sometimes leaves himself too open on the feet, and Ciryl Gane took advantage of that, looked incredible, and he's going to be a real problem for Aspinall. So moving on down the card, the fucking Sugar Show is back in action, baby. Loved this. I love Sean O'Malley. I've seen him fight live twice, so I'm kind of biased, but Aiemann Zahabi goes out there and only knows how to throw a leg kick, and that is it. And he does it a million times. And O'Malley said in the interview afterward, like, weird strategy, man. Like, it hurt, but I was fine. So Aiemann goes out there, throws these leg kicks. O'Malley is checking the distance with that right hand to the body, getting his timing, getting his reads, while Zahabi is all about that leg kick. Literally, it's all he does. Is there a stat on leg kicks here? No, I guess not. Significant strikes by target. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there you go. So you can see all he's doing is leg kicks, man. All Aiemann is doing is leg kicks with that Strickland ass Philly shell. Going out there looking like a fool, and just O'Malley finds the shot, puts him away. Aiemann gets back up. O'Malley slumps him out cold standing. He lands and kind of wakes up, but he was flailing like a fish in the air when O'Malley put him out. O'Malley salutes the audience. Walk-off salute KO for Sean O'Malley. Absolute cinema. Fantastic for O'Malley. Aiemann Zahabi, who gives a shit? Who ever gave a shit on what's next for you? Honestly. He's going to go back to being a top 10 bantamweight and having tit-for-tat fights with fucking Marlon Vera. You know, that's the future I see for Aiemann Zahabi. Sugar, Sean O'Malley. I think that you got to do the Merab and Jan trilogy. That's just screaming to be done. If Jan wins, it's O'Malley. We know it's O'Malley. We've wanted the Jan O'Malley rematch for so long now. If Jan wins, O'Malley Jan for sure. If Merab wins, maybe O'Malley gets the winner of Umar and David Martinez for a #1 contenders fight. That's what I think makes the most sense. But amazing win for Sean O'Malley. Looked really, really nice out there. Really impressive stuff. I mean, you can see in the full fight breakdown, he was landing at 51% clip. I mean, great performance from O'Malley. Zahabi, figure yourself out, man. Get out of here. Moving on. This was pathetic. Just look at the strike differential there. Derek Lewis sucks. He is just not good anymore. All Derek Lewis has is power, and not even that really anymore. I mean, sure, he still has power, but he just can't do anything with it. He just can't do anything with it. It's amazing to see, actually. Josh Hokit, does exactly kind of what we thought. He puts the mustard on Derek Lewis, although not very impressively. You know, he beat Derek Lewis, but he looked kind of like shit himself. To bring that version of Derek Lewis that far with his 8 significant strikes. And Josh Hokit landing at a 76% clip. Very impressive. I thought this was going to be a first round finish. I think we all did. But Hokit did more or less what I thought. Put the mustard on Derek Lewis, slowly crumpled him to the canvas. Derek Lewis, brother, your time is up. I mean, maybe you can go in there and beat bottom level heavyweights by your fluke KO, but you're 41 years old. You gassed out immediately. You looked like actual garbage. Derek Lewis on back position. He had nothing. He was just flailing around with absolutely nothing to do. So, Derek Lewis, love you, brother. You're done. Josh Hokit, 10-0, undefeated, top level heavyweight, a lot of stardom. It's Pereira. If he can get the Pereira fight, it's definitely Pereira. I do think Pereira beats Josh Hokit. I think Josh Hokit loses his next fight, almost no matter who he's against. I think Hokit would lose to Aspinall. I think Hokit would lose to Gane. I think he'd lose to Volkov. I think he'd lose to Pavlovich, and I think he'd lose to Pereira. And I think it's going to be one of those guys that he gets next. So I think Hokit loses to his next opponent. I think Hokit's good. I think Hokit's compelling. I do not think Hokit can hang in there with the top guys. He went life and death with Curtis Blades. Derek Lewis is not a top guy anymore. I think Pavlovich would beat him. I think Volkov would beat him. I think Pereira would beat him. I think Aspinall would beat him. And I think Gane would beat him. So, Hokit, it's been fun, brother. I hope you get the Pereira fight because that'll be a huge build-up, but I think Pereira would beat you up. But after seeing how Pereira was eating those shots, I don't even want to think that there's a world where Josh Hokit beats Alex Pereira, but there might be a world where Josh Hokit beats Alex Pereira. But I wouldn't bet on it. I'd say Pereira probably wins that fight. So, good performance for Josh Hokit, I guess. I mean, was that for a voice crack? I guess it was a good performance, but I mean, Derek Lewis was just a dead body waiting to get beat up, so I don't put a lot of stock in that. But congratulations, Josh Hokit. The shtick lives on. Moving on to this fucking massacre. 3 significant strikes for Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler looked like absolute shit. He was dancing around on the outside. He kind of looked like he did against Patty, where he was dancing around on the outside, but not doing anything. Like, good footwork. He looks like he has this crazy explosivity, but never gets it going. Like, never gets it going. Meanwhile, Ruffy pinning him against the cage, fucking wheel kicking him, hitting him with crazy shit, knees up the middle, big shots. I mean, this was just Mauricio Ruffy hitting a heavy bag. That's all this was. It was Ruffy teeing off on Michael Chandler while Chandler did nothing. Chandler just danced around, and that's it. He just moved laterally, and that's it. That's all Michael Chandler did. While Mauricio Ruffy stung him with wheel kicks and like crazy shots. It was just, I mean, Chandler was a heavy bag. He did nothing but get beat up. And then end of the fight, Ruffy wheel kick, Chandler catches it on the guard, puts him down. I mean, it was humiliating for Chandler, man. I was going into this thinking, hold on, man, maybe Chandler will do something here. Chandler absolutely did not do something here. Chandler was lucky to make it to almost to the end of round 1. He just got the brakes beat off him, dude. He sucks. He's 2-6 in the UFC. Cut Chandler. Chandler retired, 40 years old, and you're looking like shit. Like, Chandler's done. Chandler has been done, but Chandler is done. This is the worst he's ever looked by a mile. Get him out of here. I like Chandler, but, I mean, there's nothing for him here. He looked like absolute shit. He just got beat up for 4.5 minutes before he fell to the canvas. No more Michael Chandler. No more Michael Chandler. Ruffy is something else, man. I mean, Benoit Saint-Denis kind of showed that he's human, but he's a top 5 lightweight, in my opinion. He's going to go in there and have some really competitive fights. I think he's looking for those Paddy fights. He's looking for those, you know, like the Armin fight, the BSD rematch. Like, he's at that level where he's looking for those kind of matchups. Maybe Ilia, if Ilia doesn't get a title fight. So, Ruffy, man, he's so explosive. He's so dynamic. I feel so bad for Chandler, just his life. He goes out there, knocks out Dan Hooker, almost gets the belt off Oliveira, life and death fight with Gaethje, and then he fucking head kicks Tony Ferguson's head off, and it's like, oh my god, Chandler is still that guy. Then he loses again to Poirier, and then he has the fucking Charles rematch, and then McGregor, we're gonna get Conor, waits out the final years of his fighting prime, sits out doing fucking nothing, waiting for Conor McGregor. Loses to Patty, continues to wait for Conor McGregor. McGregor fucking finds someone else better than him and goes to them. And then he gets McGregor from home. He gets McGregor from Timu and Mauricio Ruffy. What a fucking beatdown, man. Chandler retire, Ruffy top 5. Good performance. Moving on, Bo Nickel looked great. Kyle Dawkins looked okay, but Bo Nickel looked great. He hit him with an amazing wrestling move, as if I know what that is. Fucking crazy takedown in the first couple minutes, was beating his ass, and then put him away on the feet. I mean, Bo Nickel improves every time we see him fight. I thought this time he'd whip out the wrestling. He certainly did whip out the wrestling, just with one crazy shot and then holding him down. Bo Nickel did admittedly do very little on top position, which is why the ref had to stand them up. But once they stood him up, Bo Nickel put the mustard on Kyle Dawkins on the feet and got him out of there. Not much to say, man. I mean, Bo Nickel is great. Kyle Dawkins, go back to being an unranked middleweight. That's what you are. That's what you were born to be. Bo Nickel, listen, man. He's going to get a ranked middleweight. I bet he's going to get a pretty good ranked middleweight. I wonder. I mean, he could be looking for an Adesanya match. He could be looking for, like I said in my prediction, like the Gregory Rodriguez. His next fight is a ranked middleweight. I predict it to be like a 10-ish level middleweight, but a ranked middleweight. And then who's to say where he goes from there, man? Bo Nickel is legit. We knew Bo Nickel was legit. He's a fucking UFC industry plant. We know that too. But he is sensational. So really good win from him over Kyle Dawkins. Should have been someone other than Kyle Dawkins, but really good showcase for Bo Nickel anyway. Good for him. Very happy to see it. Finally, man, I can't believe this was the first fight. Diego Lopez, Steve Garcia. Steve Garcia was beating Diego Lopez pretty convincingly. Diego Lopez looked kind of ass. He was going in there really tentative and not being able to land his shots through round 1, through round 2. Steve Garcia was easily winning this fight for how long did it go? For 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And then Diego Lopez just flipped a switch and decided to grit down and start slinging. And as soon as he did that, he knocked out Steve Garcia. Diego Lopez is at his best when he fucking throws caution to the wind and he just starts swinging. And I mean, that's what happened. Steve Garcia was winning this fight in a technical match. Steve Garcia is exceptional. He's going to be a top 10 featherweight for sure. And Diego Lopez was getting his breaks beat off him. And then he's just like, you know what? I'm just going to win real quick. I'm just gonna win real quick. Throws a crazy combo and knocks out Steve Garcia, no problem. Makes sense, huh? Makes sense. So it's a good win for Diego Lopez. Diego Lopez is in a weird spot, though, where he has lost to Volk twice. So Volk won't be around forever, which is good for Diego Lopez, because Diego Lopez will be around for a while, I think. So once Volk's no longer champ, Diego's right there. But for now, he's in kind of a weird spot at featherweight, where who really knows? Diego might end up getting like a Vallejos matchup or something tough. But he did just beat a hot up-and-comer. So maybe he'll get, Lerone Murphy now, or someone that's, coming off a loss. I actually don't hate the Lerone Murphy fight for Diego Lopez. So Steve Garcia, keep that chin high, brother. You did very well. You'll be back. You'll be a top guy. I have no doubt about it. But amazing fight, man. Amazing card. Every fight a finish if you include Ilia and Gaethje. I mean, it was a tremendous, tremendous card, man. The production was incredible. The fights were awesome. Really lived up to all the hype. Justin, the fucking highlight. Gaethje gets it done, man. So impressive. So impressive. Let me know what you guys think. This blew my mind. I'm sure it blew your guys' minds too. So much to talk about when it comes to what's next for these guys, fights to make, all that, and I will discuss those in the next video, or in a coming video. So thank you guys for watching. Amazing matchup, like I said. Really, really loved the show. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Looking forward to talking to you about it. Until then, Godspeed, Justin Gaethje. You did it. I'll see you next time.